Hey, welcome back to the series where we break down how to quit specific addictions using science, strategies of compassion. We're going to go over the top 100 addictions. We're going to start with heroin here today, and opioid takes over millions of lives. If you or someone you love is struggling, you're not alone, and there's hope. This is your complete recovery blueprint. So stay tuned. Quitting heroin is one of the hardest things a human can do, but you do not have to do it with willpower alone. This video will show you how to use your mind, your body, your environment, and powerful NLP techniques to take over your life back. Hey, if you or someone you love is battling heroin addiction, this video might give you some hope. I want to be clear and upfront. I never used heroin myself, but what I'm about to share is backed by science, real psychology, and experience of people who actually quit. I spent time researching this so that anyone watching can get a starting point that actually works. So whether you're deep in it or just got out or trying to help someone else, stay with me.
What causes, say, heroin addiction? This is a really stupid question, right? It's obvious, we all know it. Heroin causes heroin addiction. Here's how it works. If you use heroin for 20 days, by day 21, your body would physically crave the drug ferociously because there are chemical hooks in the drug. That's what addiction means. But there's a catch. Almost everything we think we know about addiction is wrong. If you, for example, break your hip, you'll be taken to a hospital and you'll be given loads of diamorphine for weeks or even months. Diamorphine is heroin. It's in fact much stronger heroin than any addict can get on the street because it's not contaminated by all the stuff drug dealers dilute it with. There are people near you being given loads of deluxe heroin in hospitals right now, so at least some of them should become addicts. But this has been closely studied. It doesn't happen. Your grandmother wasn't turned into a junkie by her hip replacement. Why is that? Our current theory of addiction comes in part from a series of experiments that were carried out earlier in the 20th century. The experiment is simple. You take a rat and put it in a cage with two water bottles. One is just water, the other is water laced with heroin or cocaine. Almost every time you run this experiment, the rat will become obsessed with the drugged water and keep coming back for more and more until it kills itself. But in the 1970s, Bruce Alexander, a professor of psychology, noticed something odd about this experiment. The rat is put in the cage all alone. It has nothing to do but take the drugs. What would happen, he wondered, if we tried this differently? So he built Rat Park, which is basically heaven for rats. It's a lush cage where the rats would have colored balls, tunnels to scamper down, plenty of friends to play with, and they could have loads of sex. Everything a rat about town could want. And they would have the drugged water and the normal water bottles. But here's the fascinating thing. In Rat Park, rats hardly ever use the drugged water. None of them ever use it compulsively. None of them ever overdose. But maybe this is a quirk of rats, right? Well, helpfully, there was a human experiment along the same lines, the Vietnam War. 20% of American troops in Vietnam were using a lot of heroin. People back home were really panicked because they thought there would be hundreds of thousands of junkies on the streets of the United States when the war was over. But a study followed the soldiers home and found something striking. They didn't go to rehab. They didn't even go into withdrawal. 95% of them just stopped after they got home. If you believe the old theory of addiction, that makes no sense. But if you believe Professor Alexander's theory, it makes perfect sense. Because if you're put into a horrific jungle in a foreign country where you don't want to be, and you could be forced to kill or die at any moment, doing heroin is a great way to spend your time. But if you go back to your nice home with your friends and your family, it's the equivalent of being taken out of that first cage and put into a human rat park. It's not the chemicals, it's your cage. We need to think about addiction differently. Human beings have an innate need to bond and connect. When we are happy and healthy, we will bond with the people around us. But when we can't, because we're traumatized, isolated, or beaten down by life, we will bond with something that gives us some sense of relief. It might be endlessly checking a smartphone, it might be pornography, video games, Reddit, gambling, or it might be cocaine. But we will bond with something because that is our human nature. The path out of unhealthy bonds is to form healthy bonds, to be connected to people you want to be present with. Addiction is just one symptom of the crisis of disconnection that's happening all around us. We all feel it. Since the 1950s, the average number of close friends an American has been steadily declining. At the same time, the amount of floor space in their homes has been steadily increasing. To choose floor space over friends, to choose stuff over connection. The war on drugs we've been fighting for almost a century now has made everything worse. Instead of helping people heal and getting their life together, we have cast them out from society. We have made it harder for them to get jobs and become stable. We take benefits and support away from them if we catch them with drugs. We throw them in prison cells, which are literally cages. We put people who are not well in a situation that makes them feel worse and hate them for not recovering. For too long, we've talked only about individual recovery from addiction. But we need now to talk about social recovery, because something has gone wrong with us as a group. We have to build a society that looks a lot more like Rat Park and a lot less like those isolated cages. We are going to have to change the unnatural way we live and rediscover each other. The opposite of addiction is not sobriety. The opposite of addiction is connection.
So the mission isn't just about quitting heroin, it's building your own version of a Rat Park. Tools that actually work. Here's a breakdown of science-backed methods to get free. Positive reinforcement, reward small wins. Everyday clean is a win. Don't wait to feel proud. Reinforce the effort. Future pacing, NLP, visualize your life 6 months clean, even if it seems impossible right now. Picture your body healthier, your eyes clear, reconnecting with people you care about. Let your mind live there for a minute. Replace the ritual. Heroin becomes a ritual. Replace the ritual with movement, walk, stretch, music, cold showers, or even journaling. Just don't leave the space empty. Rebuild social bonds, number 4. Just like Rat Park shows, people heal in communities. Find even one person who believes in your recovery. If that person doesn't exist right now, become them for someone else. Even if it's just by commenting on someone's Facebook post. Hey, you got this. Okay, number 5. Get out of the old cage. If the environment keeps dragging you back, make the plans to get out. Even if it means staying with a friend, getting into a program, or contacting a hotline. Change the cage. And the cravings change too. All right, the habit loop. Let's break it down. The habit loop goes trigger, behavior, reward, and that's with every habit. So your trigger, most likely with heroin, is stress, trauma, pain, or seeing places tied to your use. Behavior, obviously injecting or snorting the heroin. Then the reward, relief, euphoria, numbing the pain. Your brain is chasing the reward on the drug. The mission is to keep the reward, but change how you get the reward. Why heroin hooks you? Heroin takes over your brain, opioid system, shutting down your natural feel-good chemicals until you depend on heroin just to feel normal. That's why quitting feels impossible, but your brain can repair itself. And I'll show you how. Okay, first address your human physical needs. Hydrate, because your withdrawals cause vomiting, dehydration. Nutrition, so get your vitamins, easy to digest proteins, and electrolyte drinks. Enough sleep, at least 8 hours sleep. In a calm, quiet place, dark space. Even if you don't sleep the whole time, try to stay in a quiet space for at least 8 hours. Find a safe place, a shelter, safety. Get somewhere stable, even if it's a shelter. Get on medication to help. Medication assists treatment, like Suboxone can be life-saving. If you skip these basic, your brain will force you back into a heroin to survive. Addressing the 6 human needs, next meet your 6 psychological needs in a healthy way. Certainty, daily routine, have some variety, new hobbies, new music, new sports, significance, feel important by helping someone, connection, connected to a group, true friends and family, someone you trust that will care about you, growth, learning skills, personal goals, and contributing. Give back, share your recovery story. And this one is huge because it helps fill all your 6 human needs. If these stay empty, heroin will fill them for you. Okay, let's add some powerful NLP tools to your plan. Future pacing. Even if you can't imagine your future clean, visualize it anyway. See yourself a year from now, walking up healthy, smiling, holding your job, hugging your kids. This programs your mind with a success pattern. Next up, anchoring. When you feel proud, maybe you want one day clean. Physically press 2 fingers together and say out loud, I am strong. Repeat this every time you feel proud. You're writing the emotions and those words to those positive state so you can trigger it any later time. Reframing, changing how to see cravings. Instead of I'm weak, tell yourself this craving is proof my brain is healing. This small shift can transform your pain into a sign of progress. Language patterns. When talking about recovery, use language like I'm recovering, identify, choose to heal, empowerment. I can rebuild possibilities. The language locks in the new belief. Replace behavior, swap behavior while keeping the reward. For pain relief, guide breathing, stretch, safe movements. For euphoria, run a runner's high, intense exercise. For numbing the trauma, counseling, trauma therapy. For belonging, a positive peer group. And keep up the body cleanse. Green teas, eat your greens, drink a gallon of water a day, light exercise, make sure you get some sunshine so you get that, soak up that vitamin D. Your cravings will weaken faster if you do that, so help clean you out. Support someone else right away. If you're supporting someone quitting heroin, here's what to remember. Don't make their whole identity about quitting. Don't focus only on the addiction. Why? Because constant focus on the addiction still gives the addiction power. Even relapsing can feel rewarded in a twisted way if it means everyone pays attention to them. Instead, encourage hobbies. Celebrate positive behavior. Highlight skills, talent, and any good choices. Remind them of their worth beyond heroin. Focus less on quitting, more on living, because where attention goes, energy flows, and you get more of what you feed with time and energy. Reality check. Heroin withdrawals is extremely painful. Body aches, sweats, vomiting, anoxia, depression. But these symptoms are proof your system is repairing itself, pushing through one day at a time. Each clean day builds a strong brain. Environment and accountability. Change your environment. Throw away paraphernalia, cut off toxic connections, rearrange your space to feel fresh, build accountability, talk to someone, call helpline, join a program, anchor to a bigger purpose, faith, family, and your dreams. Your environment can be your greatest enemy or your greatest ally. You are more than your addiction or heroin. You are worth recovery. even if you don't believe it yet. Closing warning, this video is for educational purposes, does not replace medical or detox supervision. Quitting heroin could be cold turkey can be dangerous depending on your body. Please talk to a doctor for detoxing, especially if you have been using it a long time. Final words, you're not weak, you're not broke. Heroin changes the brain, but the brain can heal. Just like a rat park, you were never meant to suffer in a cage. You were meant to connect, to feel, to live.